Today we're going to be going over the greatest structure deck ever to be released, the ALBAZ Strike Structure Deck. Guys, this structure deck comes with cards that will boost the branded archetypes, so cards like Branded Fusion, Rebellion Dragon, and Mirror Jade Dragon. So guys, before we get into the video, make sure to slap that like button, subscribe, and comment down below what cards you guys would add onto the deck. But we're also going to be going over card choices that we can add onto the deck, but still stay within budget. So Susu, take it away.
All right, thank you, Jen. Let's get straight into this deck profile. First, we're playing Triple Fallen of ALBAZ. This card is really good going second because this is a going second deck, or rather a going second build. Fallen of ALBAZ says you can discard one card and then fusion summon, not only using the Fallen of ALBAZ on the field, but a monster your opponent controls as well. So in conjunction with Dark Ruler, Veiler, Ogre, and the 6 Kaijus that you play, you're gonna be getting this effect more often than not. Now, we're playing Triple Spriggan's Kit. This is one card that you could cut down for the one ad libitum. What Spriggan's Kit does is you can get one of your branded spells that are banished, add it to your hand, and then put a card back into your deck. This card is really good, but doesn't come up as much as you would think it does. That's why it's one of the few cards that you could cut down to 2, maybe even 1, right? Because it is searchable off the effects of one of the fusion monsters in the extra deck. Next, we're playing one of the better cards in the deck, Triple Albion, the Shrouded Dragon. Now, what Albion does is Albion allows you to Foolish Burial a card and then put this card to the bottom of the deck, and it allows you to draw a card. And that effect is really, really good because not only does it fix your hand, you can dump a Fallen of ALBAZ into your graveyard for Fusion Gate as well. Next, we're playing 1 Mercurier, 1 black, and 1 white. A really cool combo you can do, but because this is a dark, when you go Branded Fusion and you send Mercurier and Fallen of ALBAZ, you can then use White Dragon effect to banish the Mercurier, summon the white, and then grab Mercurier effect. For our hand traps, we're playing our Triple Veilers. Veiler is really, really good in the format right now, but it's only bad against maybe Dimension Shifter, but not everyone is playing Dimension Shifter. Next, we're playing Triple Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Ghost Ogre is one of the best hand traps on the format right now because it stops the adventure package and all the other cards that are, really pertinent in the format today. Next, we're playing Triple Thunder King, the Lightning Strike Kaiju. Again, these cards are really good because when you go for OTK and you can, let's say you summon Fallen of ALBAZ, you can use the Thunder King because it is a light, or even use the Radiant because it is a dark, to fusion summon monsters. But for Titanic Clad, it will gain 100 attack for every level that was used to fusion summon, which is normally around 12 or 13, okay? Next, we're playing 3 Radiant, the multi-dimensional Kaiju, and that's it for our monster lineup. Let's head over into our spell lineup. We're playing Triple Fusion Gate. Now, a lot of builds aren't playing Fusion Gate, but Fusion Gate is really good. Fusion Gate says you can banish the fusion materials from the hand or field. If you hard draw the Mercurier with Fusion Gate, you can use Fusion Gate to get the Mercurier effect, all right? Next, we're playing Triple Branded Fusion. This card is really, really good and generally will get ashed all the time when your opponent knows that you are playing, the Branded Fusion deck. This card allows you to, like Shaddoll Fusion, send the monsters from your deck to graveyard, but unlike Shaddoll Fusion, it doesn't have the restriction of there needing to be an extra deck monster on the field. Branded Fusion is really, really insane. Next, we're playing Triple Pot of Extravagance. We are playing 3 of everything in the extra deck, so Extravagance is definitely a needed card. And because this deck really suffers from card advantage in the hand, Extravagance is a card that you really do want to see. Next, we're playing Triple Dark Ruler No More. This card comes in clutch all the time, especially if your opponent isn't going to DPE in their standby phase. Dark Ruler No More is really, really powerful against any meta right now, except maybe back row heavy decks, which this deck will have some issues with. All right, next, we're playing 1 Branded Lost, 1 Branded in White, and 1 Gold Sark. Gold Sark is for the Mercurier because Mercurier is generally a way to get an additional card into your hand. Branded in White is good simply because we aren't playing that many fusion cards in the deck. So technically we're playing Triple Fusion Gate and Triple Branded Fusion, and the 1 Branded in White accounting for 7 technically fusion cards that you can open, like hard draw in your opening hand. Branded Lost is really good because let's read this card together. This card says the activation of your cards and effects that include an effect that fusion summon a monster. A fusion monster cannot be negated. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when a monster is fusion summoned this way. If you fusion summon a fusion monster, you can add 1 Fallen of ALBAZ or 1 monster that mentions it from your deck to your hand, which is really nice because if you have Fusion Gate and Branded and Lost, You can banish, like, let's say the Mercury or whatever, and go Brandon and Lost to grab your resources back. And then finally, we're playing one Call by the Grave. I really believe that this structure deck is just absolutely insane for the value that it brings. All right, now for our extra deck, we are going to be playing triple Mirror Jade Dragon. This is kind of the boss monster of your deck, and rightfully so, it is a really good monster. Next, we're playing triple Lubellion. Most of the time, Lubellion will not stay on the field because you're going to have to use the Lubellion when you activate the Lubellion effect. Next, we're playing triple Albion, the Branded Dragon. The reason we're running 3 of these is, let's read this card together. This card says, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add to your hand or set one branded spell or trap directly from your deck, which is really, really good because generally you're going to be really off the Mirror Jade effects on the Albion to grab you back another branded fusion for the next turn. Next, we're playing 2 Brigand, the Glory Dragon. Then we're playing 2 Sprin, the Iron Dash Dragon. And we're playing double Titaniclad. Titaniclad is really good because if you didn't get to use the Fallen of Albaz effect early in the turn, in the end phase, if you send Titaniclad, you can special the Fallen of Albaz, and then in end phase, use the Fallen of Albaz effect. All right, next, for our side deck, we're playing triple There Can Be Only One. This card is really good against the meta right now. Arguably, Golden Match is a little bit better, but you know, this is a triple structured deck profile, so we're going to be playing with There Can Be Only One. Next, we're going to be going Dimensional Barrier. If you're playing against a link heavy deck, don't side it in because you can't call links off a D barrier. But if you're playing against maybe the mirror match, or maybe, you know, anything that fusion summons heavily, then D barrier is really, really nice. Next, we're playing triple Waking the Dragon. There are a lot of cards that, you know, we do want to summon in our extra deck that are really powerful. Next, we're playing triple Judgment of the Branded. Then we're having triple Screams of the Branded, which is one of the better trap cards in the deck. Let's read this card together. This card says, if a fusion summon monster was sent to your graveyard this turn, you can special summon one of your fusion monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there to activate the effect of Fallen of Albaz this turn, you can set this card and you can only activate once per turn. So this card is really good going first because, you know, you can discard it off Fallen of Albaz and then you can set it back to use its effect, which is really, really powerful. All right. So guys, that was the deck profile. We're gonna head back over to Jen so she can give you some of the cards that are gonna be really good with this archetype while still keeping you in that $50 budget range. All right, guys, peace.
Thank you so much, Susu. So guys, in this segment, we're going to be talking about 6 different cards that you can add onto the deck and still stay relatively within budget. So let's get straight into it. The first card I want to talk about is Thespian Tragedy. So Tragedy, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can add a Thespian monster from your deck to your hand, which usually it would be a Luber, but since they are over $150 right now, I'm gonna give you a more budget option, which is add Livetham. Add Livetham, it's super broken because once it's used as fusion material from your hand or field, you can special summon back a fusion monster that is level 8 or higher in your banished or from your graveyard. So super broken because all your extra monsters are relatively all over 8 or higher. The next card I want to talk about is Despia Theater. So this is your field spell. Super broken. It works kind of like Schism because this allows you to fusion summon a level 8 or higher monster using materials from your hand or field, not your graveyard. So definitely remember not to do that because I have made that mistake several times. And then the next card I want to talk about is Super Poly. Goodness, this is an oldie but a goodie. Like, Super Poly is super broken in the deck. And I also want to talk about your Super Poly targets, which is going to be Mud Dragon of the Swamp and Starving Venom Dragon. So for those of you who don't know, Starving Venom Dragon, you need 2 dark monsters, and Mud Dragon of the Swamp, you need 2 monsters that are the same attribute but different types. So definitely remember that when you are dueling. Alrighty guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to slap that like button, subscribe, and comment down below whatever cards we missed that you would like to add onto the deck. So guys, that's it from me today. This was Jen from HeadtoHead Battles, signing out.
What's up, guys?
If you haven't subscribed, make sure to click that button right there in the middle.
Also, if you haven't watched that video that YouTube is recommending you, it's probably crazy, all right? Go watch it. This is Susu from HeadtoHead Battles.
Jen from HeadtoHead Battles,
Signing out.